What's going on? Welcome to the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're talking about whether or not you should do keto for losing weight, losing body fat here in 2022. And let me be very clear before I get into it. My goal in today's video is not to just simply tell you yes or no to do keto or tell you whether keto is bad or good. But my goal is to help you come to your own decision on whether or not it's a good fit for you and your lifestyle and your schedule and your preferences based on my experience and observations as a personal trainer and an online coach over the last 9 years. So I'm going to provide you the info you need to make your own decision. And if you are new here and you get value from the video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I make more videos just like this every single week. So to know if keto really is a good fit for you, you're going to want to ask yourself a few of these basic questions to see if it might be a match. First question is, why is it that you want to do keto and that you're attracted to that approach, right? Is it because you genuinely don't like the taste of carbohydrate-based foods like fruits, potatoes, rice, pasta, bread? Like, do you genuinely dislike the taste of those foods and you don't want to include them in your diet anyway? Is it because you're looking for like a long-term solution to losing weight and keeping it off and you're looking for more of a lifestyle type diet and you think keto might be a good option for that? Or is it because quite the opposite of that, maybe you're looking to lose weight very quickly in the short term, right? Maybe you're trying to lose 10 or 15 or 20 pounds in a very quick amount of time and you think keto might be a good option for that because maybe you know somebody who did that. In my experience and in my observation, that last option is why people have popularized the keto diet so much. We all know someone who tried keto and lost 10 pounds right away in the first week or two, lost 15 pounds right away. Maybe you've done that yourself. And in my opinion, this is why it's become so popular, is because you can see really fast weight loss on the scale almost immediately. And the reason for that is because you are pretty much completely eliminating one of the three major food groups, which is carbohydrates, right? And if you eliminate carbohydrates from your diet completely, you'll lose a whole bunch of water weight in that first week. You may lose 10 pounds in that first week, and 8 or 9 of those pounds are probably going to be water weight. But because of the fast, instant results is why a lot of people tend to be attracted to it. They're usually not attracted to it as a lifelong solution or something that they see themselves doing for many years down the road, 5, 10, 15 years down the road. So ask yourself that question. Why are you looking to do keto? Is it for the quick wins, right now? Is it for a more long-term sustainable approach? Is it because you just don't like the taste of carbs? This is important to understand. The next question you're going to want to ask yourself is, are you willing to make the massive sacrifices required to actually do the keto diet properly? Because the truth is that there's plenty of other nutrition strategies and diets that can help you lose weight, help you lose body fat, where the sacrifices required are way, way smaller than you would be asked to make doing the keto diet. And here's what I'm talking about in regards to sacrifices. Kind of like I said before, there's three major food groups: protein, carbs, and fats. And the approach of the keto diet is pretty much take one of those and pretty much never have them again, right? You can have very minimal vegetables. You pretty much can't have fruit, can't have bread, can't have oatmeal, can't have potatoes, can't have rice. Some of these foods have, a lot of nutrient value to them. Some of them really, really help with energy, with fiber, with staying full, with energy for performance. So to say that you can't really eat those foods, that's a massive, massive sacrifice to make. And for myself, I'm Italian. So I grew up, my mom, my grandma were making plenty of pasta, plenty of spaghetti, plenty of lasagna, plenty of bread. This is ingrained in the Italian culture to have these foods a lot throughout the week. And the thought of me doing keto seems like such a drastic sacrifice that I would need to make that it would actually bleed into my family life and my social life, and that wasn't a sacrifice that I personally had any interest in making, especially because there's plenty of other ways to easily lose weight where I could still eat some pasta, where I could still have some bread, And that's just my own personal opinion and my own personal story. So going off of that example, the next question you want to ask yourself, which is very important, is your significant other or your family willing to participate in these massive sacrifices that you're making with your nutrition? Because if you're doing the ketogenic diet forever and your wife or husband or boyfriend or kids are not doing the ketogenic diet, their life and their groceries and their meals are going to be drastically different a lot of the time than yours are. And you're going to likely have to make 2 different dinners. You're going to likely be eating different meals, different foods, and there's going to be complications along the way. What restaurant are we going out to? Can you order something here? Can Danny have something if we go to, this restaurant? So this is something that isn't just a really big sacrifice and commitment for you, but you've got to think about your family as well. So that's something to think about, or at least consider before you start the keto diet, because if you're someone who is doing this because you want it to be a sustainable and long-term solution for you, you're going to want to factor in, that obstacle in regards to your family or your significant other or your kids. The next question you're going to want to ask yourself is, can you see yourself sticking to this keto diet forever? Right? 5 years from now, 10 years, 20 years from now, are you confident that you can still stick to this type of diet 7 days a week? And the reason why that's important to ask is because, especially if you're looking for more of a longer-term solution, more of a lifestyle approach, obviously this is going to be a requirement. If you're not confident you can stick to it 5 years from now, 10, 20 years from now, this probably isn't going to be the option for you. And in all honesty, right, I've been in the fitness industry for 9 years. I've coached hundreds and hundreds of individuals. The answer for most people to this question, can I stick to this forever? The answer for most people is no, okay? Carbs are too much ingrained in our life, in our society, in the way we eat and the way we live, to say you can't really have those ever again. Most people cannot do that. Most people cannot stick to that. I would say that probably 99% or 98% of people who try the keto diet can't stick to it for more than a few months. Okay, and again, I've coached hundreds and hundreds of people. Almost every single person who has reached out to me about working together, I get to know their background, I get to know what they've tried in the past. Pretty much every person who I've ever chatted with in regards to working together has tried the keto diet in the past and is not doing it right now or is struggling right now to continue doing it. But everyone has tried it, and very few are still doing it by the time they reach out to me. And let me be very clear about that. I'm not saying that nobody can successfully do the keto diet and stick to it. I said about 99 or 98% of people probably can't. That still leaves 1 to 2% of the population who actually can live that lifestyle. And we've got 8 billion people on Earth. So that's still millions and millions of people that can actually live the lifestyle of the ketogenic diet. That being said, obviously, it's a massively low success rate of 1 to 2% in my estimation of people who will succeed long-term following it. The next question you want to ask yourself is, are you willing and able to track your macros diligently to make sure that you've got the right allocation of proteins to carbs to fats to ensure that you're actually in ketosis and actually doing keto properly? Because there's some very specific percentages that they recommend you adhere to, right? It's like 75% of your diet from fats, 3% or so from carbs, and the remaining 10 or 15% come from protein, right? So realize this is the proper way to do it. Most people are not doing that. Many people are simply not eating carbohydrates and then assuming that they're doing keto, but they're not actually tracking their macros properly. They're not actually adhering to these very specific percentages to do it properly. Another important question you'll want to consider is, do you have any strength or performance-based fitness goals? Like running a marathon or a 5K or getting stronger in the gym or building muscle or any of these things. Because if you're doing keto and you're not eating carbs, you're going to be at a serious disadvantage to have the endurance you need for a Tough Mudder, a 5K, a marathon, a triathlon. carbs are going to be the main fuel source for that, right? So if you're not eating the main source of fuel, you're going to be at a serious disadvantage. And same goes for building muscle, right? Carbs play a very important role for not only energy and fuel in the gym and actually having good workouts, but in maintaining muscle and in muscle glycogen as well. You're going to be at a disadvantage if you're not eating those. Now, as I'm going through these questions with you and you're asking yourself these questions, hopefully you're getting a better idea of whether or not the keto diet can, be a realistic long-term approach for you. Now, I want to make it very clear. I'm not anti-keto, right? It's probably sounding like I'm very much against keto, and for my own personal preferences, I wouldn't want to do it, but I'm not against anything that works long-term for someone else. So like I said, there are people out there who have been doing keto for 10 years, 15, 20 years, and whatever works for you and whatever is sustainable for you that fits into your life and your preferences, I am all for. So I'm not anti-keto. I'm just giving you the information that I've learned over time that can hopefully help you determine whether or not it's a good solution or not for you. But as I've said before, the likelihood of long-term success with the keto diet, from my observation, is very, very low because there's a lot of people who are yo-yo dieting using the keto diet, meaning they lose 10, 15, 20 pounds in the first month or two, first couple months go well, and then if you fast forward 6 months later or 12 months later, they've gained all that weight back because they simply cannot stick to the method itself. So as we wrap up the video, I hope it was somewhat helpful. I hope it got your brain thinking about whether or not this could be a good route for you to go or not. And everything that I do with my clients, everything that I teach is about sustainability and is about helping you eat and train and approach your fitness in a way that's going to allow you to keep the progress you've made and continue to build on that progress year after year. So if that's something that you're hoping to figure out, and if you really want to go a long-term and sustainable route with your fitness and with your nutrition, I have some resources down below in the description of this video. You can join my free fitness accountability group, or you can grab a couple free resources that I've got for you, or you can check out my Modern Man coaching program. But either way, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next video.